Hello everyone! So, Alien Covenant is coming out next week. Super stoked for it, because, well, it's Alien. It's freaking awesome. And so I thought, well, I'll review some of the Alien movies before going to see Alien Covenant. I'm going to review Alien, Aliens, and Prometheus. I do not want to watch any of the other movies. I have not seen any of the other movies. I've seen bits and pieces of some of them, but I don't want to. I hear they're terrible. They look terrible, so I'm not going to be reviewing those ones because I don't want to watch them. So, we're going to start today with 1979's Alien, directed by Ridley Scott. Movie about 7 people. They're coming back to Earth on this spaceship until they get this signal from this planet, and they decide to go to this planet and check it out, and then, well, crap happens. This movie is a classic. To some people, it's like the greatest movie like ever. I'm personally not 100% one of those people. I'll tell you why when we get to our negatives here. But to start out with, this movie has a great opening. It shows us the ship. It opens just showing some hallways, some suits, all this fun stuff. And it really makes me feel like I'm a part of it. Like I can walk onto this ship myself just watching the movie. So it has a great opening. It sets up the tone quite well. Just the minute the movie starts, you know that some stuff's going to happen. You don't know when, you don't know how, you just know some stuff is going to happen. And I love this opening. I think this opening is fantastic. And then the movie gets very slow. It's a slow building movie. And to a point it is good. I'm going to talk more in my negatives, how it's not necessarily so good. But it is a slow builder. This is not a movie for everyone necessarily, because it is a slower building movie. The dialogue in this film is fantastic, and it goes along with character development in this movie, because character development in this movie is fantastic. I really cared about every single one of these characters. This movie is essentially a movie where it's a horror thriller, essentially, and we kind of know that everyone essentially is going to die, except maybe one or two. I'm not going to tell you if anyone survives. I'm not going to tell you at all. It's 1979. You guys should know the ending to this movie. But anyways, we care about the characters, and when they do get killed, it is kind of heart-wrenching. It's awful, because we do end up caring about these characters because of the dialogue. And the other thing I really love about this movie is we really don't have a main character through most of the movie. The scene that we really see that Ripley is kind of the main character is when they're coming back to the ship, and they're like, let us in, and she's like, no, you could infect the whole ship. And they're having that big argument. It's like a 3-minute argument of just going back and forth where she's like, no, I'm sorry, we cannot let you in. That's the rules, that's the law. That's when I really feel like we really get that she is our main antagonist. She is our main person we're kind of rooting for, and I think that's where we get it. And I love that the first 20, 30 minutes of the movie, we really don't know that. It's just interesting to see a movie where we don't have our main character up front and center. I really, really like that about this movie. Now, we got to talk about Ripley a little bit more here, because Ripley is a fantastic character. You want to talk about a strong female character, Ripley is one of them. I think she's probably one of the earliest ones we've ever had, and one of the best. There's not that many strong female characters out there. This is one where she is. She's not just screaming and yelling, help me, help me. She's kicking some butt. She's telling those aliens who's boss. And I love that about Ripley. Ripley is just a phenomenal character. Not just a strong... She is a strong female character, but not just a strong female character. She's an amazing character. I love that. Next, we have to talk about the alien design, because it's H.R. Giger, I think is how you say it. His alien design is fantastic. One of the greatest monster alien creatures that we've ever seen. I think you have a top 5. That one's got to be in there. It is beautifully designed. The way that they created these alien creatures are just fantastic. I love the aliens. If you look at them and just watch the movie and stuff, the way they do things, they're kind of sexual creatures, really. I mean, they're gross and creepy. Everything with the face huggers, getting a hold of you and then impregnating you, and it's just very interesting. And the mouth coming out of the mouth, these aliens are just disgusting and creepy and awesome, and I love it. Now we gotta talk about, since we're talking about the alien, we gotta talk about the scene. There's minor spoilers in this review. I guess I probably should put that. I'll put that in the link. Anyways, minor spoilers because we have to talk about the scene in which John Hurt has had the face hugger on him, and he wakes up and he's like, I'm hungry. And then they're at the dinner table and they're eating, they're having a great time, and then all of a sudden John Hurt's freaking out, which, by the way, rest in peace, John Hurt. Just died at the end of last year, I believe. What a great actor. What a memorable scene for him as an actor. And he goes ballistic, and all of a sudden the alien pops out of him, which, by the way, fun fact for you about Alien, all the actors standing around him had no idea that this was going to happen, so their faces are genuine. They're like, what the fudge, what's going on? Love that was just kind of like improvised. Love that. And now, we were talking kind of about suspense, creepiness with the alien. The movie itself is just very suspenseful. The editing, the way they edit all the scenes, and with the lighting and everything like that, even with the ship, because the set design, everything with the ship looks fantastic. Like I said, I feel like I could walk onto the ship just watching this movie. I just want to walk through my screen onto the ship because it just feels so real. And just the editing, everything you feel about it, you feel it feels intense, it feels creepy, it feels eerie. You know that some stuff's going to happen, and you're just waiting for it to happen. There's a twist. Once again, minor spoilers. With the, I'm just going to say there's a robot. That's what I'll say. There's an android, and there's a twist, and it's fantastic. And I love going back, because if you watch the movie, there are certain things you'd be like, I see it. It's not just something out of nowhere. If you watch the movie again, and you can see there's little things where he is definitely an android, and we just don't notice it the first time we watch it, because it's not a thing. It's not something we think about, and it's awesome. What a great twist in this movie. The effects, for the most part, in this movie do hold up. There's the one particular scene that really gets me every time, and it's when we have the android's head is no longer sitting there. You know what? I'm going to spoil it. It's Ash. Who cares? Ash's head's kind of cut off. You see that, there's a point where it is his real head, and then we have a fake head, and there's moments of that scene that are a little but for the most part, the special effects have held up, which is amazing. Seeing that this movie came from 1979. Some of these special effects are better than today's special effects, and that is awesome. It is amazing how these effects have held up. Now, little bit of negatives here. I said the movie is slow. It's really slow. In fact, it's boring for a little bit here. And I love character development in my movies. I love caring about characters. However, there's nothing that really happens in this movie until about 30 minutes in, when they land on this new planet. There's some interesting stuff here, and there are some scenes that definitely should be in the film, but then I think there are some other ones that just don't really necessarily need to be there. It is good to focus on the characters. It is good to make us love these characters, but I don't think we needed quite as many as we got, and the movie is a little slow and boring at the end. This is a movie that you could definitely be doing some other stuff for the first half hour. Clean your bedroom as you're watching this movie, and then wait until everyone starts dying, because that's kind of what you're going in to see, essentially, with this movie. The other thing, that's really the only problem I have with it, to be perfectly honest. It is just slow to the point that I think this movie could have been an hour and a half instead of the 2 hours that it is. For the most part, this is just a great film. It's not as high of a classic as I think some people would put it up there for me, just because of how boring the movie is. That's really the only problem I have with it. And it's just very slow. A lot of it just could have been taken out. In the end, guys, this is a really great movie. It is a great classic film. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. So, guys, did you like Alien? Is it a classic for you? Are you going to see Alien Covenant? Let me know. Comment down below. Subscribe, share, like, all that fun stuff. We'll see you soon.